Welcome to an all-new Lay It Omni. Allow me to lay it on you. Alright guys, the Smash community is back at it again with some good old-fashioned Smash drama. This time in particular, it's the Melee community. You might have seen bits of this on Twitter, but Mango, Armada, Hungrybox, and several other top players in the Melee community have been weighing in on the concept of competitive integrity. That's the buzzword people are tossing around and talking about. Basically what had happened was, an online invitational tournament by the name of Smash Summit is hosting a tournament called Smash Summit 10, with the current Melee's finest. Nearly all of the candidates qualified through their recent performances in Melee online tournaments. The Smash Summit Twitter account tweeted, "Say hello to our bright and shining faces participating in Smash Summit 10 online. The final 3 players joining them will be determined this Saturday through the Rollback Rumble qualifier." And if you look at the list, you'll see Zane, Mango, IBDW, Nun, Face Roll, S2J, Plup, Spark, Wizrobe, Ginger, PPU, Axe, Fat Goku, SFAT, Gatsu, Shroomed, and Hungrybox. Now the only quote-unquote oddball invite here, according to several people, was Hungrybox due to the fact that HBox has been underperforming as of late due to what appears to be a combination of him spending a lot of time playing Smash Ultimate and the fact that, they're playing online rather than in person. HBox has mentioned in the past how he gets a lot of his energy from the crowd and isn't extremely fond of competing online. Now up next, I gotta read to you guys a bunch of tweets. There's been a bunch of interactions between a lot of people at different times for you to get the full story, okay? Mango in particular tweeted this: "If I see HBox playing Ultimate this week, I'm getting drunk all of Summit. The competitive integrity has been tainted, and Mango will not stand for it." Followed by, "Like when X was first seed and went Young Link, but that tourney counted towards rankings, and Mango got third behind Leffen, who went to only 4 tournaments." Basically suggesting that Melee players aren't grinding as hard or taking the tournaments as serious as they should be. They'll qualify for top spots on online events and either sandbag or not practice for it, which then, as Mango says, questions the competitive integrity of the events. Specifically, the tweet was aimed towards Hungrybox because he spends the majority of his time playing Smash Ultimate. Hungrybox immediately responded in a quote retweet, "Streaming my Ultimate run at Mega Smash Mondays tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, Ultimate Juice Box number 20 on Wednesday, twitch.tv/Hungrybox." Basically using Mango's tweet to advertise his own Smash Ultimate tournament run. So Mango replied, "You're a joke, dude, LMAO. Used to have the utmost respect for you as a competitor. It's depressing to see you like this. Join Armada and call it a day." Followed by, "You think if this has to do with anything about HBox playing Ultimate or grinding stream, you're wrong. It's totally fine if he wants to pursue other things, but it's a joke when someone gets auto-invited who obviously doesn't care about Melee. I speak for the Melee delegation." A little bit later, Armada chimed in with this: "The whole competitive integrity debate honestly makes me furious. Not tryharding was for long very celebrated in the Melee scene, and tons of people rushed the tryhard is lame agenda for such a long time. Over the years, people showing up to matches being a bit drunk too. If people generally have changed on this, good for them. But to me, it clearly looks like cause HBox being hated by many that this is what snowballs this. Easy to take the stand against players that are not as well liked." So basically, Armada taking a shot at Mango. He doesn't use Mango's name at all, but it's very clear that he's talking specifically and directly to Mango. Anyway, Mango saw the tweet and responded, "I take it back. Terrible luck on your Mario runs." In which Armada responded, "I mean, you have pushed hate towards me for a long time and wanted to continue with it, so it's not really a take back scenario. But yes, I think you and many others don't see the hypocritical part in all of this." In which Mango replied, "I'll see you in hell, bring your controller." And then finally, Mango tweeted a little bit later, "Why does everyone think I'm wasted at every tourney during bracket? I've been drunk during a tryhard tourney maybe like 3 times over the course of 13 years, LMAO. And last time my sandbag was like 2012, maybe a few small instances otherwise. I hate the documentary, ROFLLLL." Which finally leads us back to here, okay? Now there are many more tweets from top Melee players and figureheads talking about the competitive integrity of Melee, but I don't have the time to include everyone's takes. To me, it all boils down to a few things. Number 1, Melee players don't like Hungrybox and they really don't like Smash Ultimate. It's kind of rough being HBox in this situation because the Melee scene has been known for taking a dump on HBox and Smash Ultimate for years. In particular, it's mainly due to the fact that he uses Jigglypuff, and the current Melee meta is to shun people who use that character. I mean, to be frank, she is a lame character, which is fine, Like if we're telling the truth, like she's lame. All video game characters have lame characters and get hate because of their lameness, so it kind of is what it is. But that's not the point. On top of that, HBox has been spending the majority of his time successfully streaming Smash Ultimate online. At one point during the Steve reveal, I think he almost had 10,000 subscribers, and his content from his Twitch has transferred over nicely to his YouTube channel, which has also been steadily growing as well. well. He's essentially doing very well for himself streaming Smash Ultimate, however, it also gives the Melee community more ammo to take further jabs at him. Number 2, there's the concept of whether or not HBox has earned his place at the summit and how that spot could be reserved for someone else who has been putting more time and energy into Smash Ultimate. HBox basically got invited to the summit because, it's an invitational / qualifier. Having him in the roster increases the hype and the attendance and the crowd to come out and see him win or lose. Not only that, but I'm pretty sure Hungrybox is also the reigning champion of Smash Summit 9, so I feel like it makes sense to watch him try to defend his belt, even if it is online net play and even if he isn't at his best. So to me, I see why he's being included, it's not far-fetched at all. What's pissing Mango and some people off is that it doesn't even appear like HBox is practicing or taking the event seriously, which I'd argue I can understand, why waste a slot including a player who isn't even playing the game seriously anymore? How do you even seed that person? But then also, how do you define playing and practicing the game seriously, It's pretty well known that in the past, HBox didn't really grind Melee as hard as many of the top players. He was notorious for juggling other things such as going to school and working a full-time job while also traveling and winning tournaments, while the majority of his competitors just played Melee full-time. Number 3, I don't think bringing Mango's drinking habits into the equation makes sense. I'm pretty sure this dude has a child to take care of and has been playing in a way to provide for himself and his family for a very long time now. I'm positive that he has attended a few tournaments where he wasn't at 100%, but I think it's unfair to suggest that he enters every tournament like Jackie Chan from Drunken Master, And his tournament results don't show someone who consistently sandbags. Number 4, I feel like Mango is trying to intentionally piss off Armada and Hungrybox, and I'm all for it. Mango to me has always been the kind of guy who just talks trash, like it's in his nature. The trash that he's been talking recently to Armada feels like in a way that he's just trying to piss Armada off enough to want to come back to the Melee scene. Which makes sense, Armada still gives his opinions on the Melee community and the current meta and the state of the game, but he's much more of a spectator at this point, whereas Mango is out here grinding against these unranks and top players who are getting increasingly better and better. Now, obviously, it's Armada, okay? His opinion will always matter in some way, shape, or form, but I do think his views on the current state of the Melee community might be a little different if he was in the war zone still duking it out and still trying to hold his spot. And with HBox, well, Mango always talks trash about him, whether it's in a fun way or a serious way. For the majority of his tweets and streams, I think he respected HBox as a competitor because at the end of the day, he had the results to prove that he was the best, even if he hated Jigglypuff or how the style of play was affecting the metagame. But at the same time, last night, Hungrybox did go on stream to stream some Melee later that evening, so who knows? Mango's taunt may have gotten HBox to start taking the game a bit more seriously. Maybe HBox was going to stream and practice anyway. I think the end-all be-all is that playing online is the current state of the Melee community because without that, there would be no competitive Melee because no one could play. Yes, lag sucks, and not being able to play offline sucks, but no Johns. It is what it is, people are getting better at insane rates due to online competition, and I'm pretty sure once the pandemic is over and we're all back to tournaments, the people who have been grinding Melee online is going to put a huge dent into whatever is left from the previous top player competition. Anyway, that's all I have for this episode of Lay It On and You've Just Been Laid. Moral of the story, this is some really good Melee drama. It creates content and hype and talk about people getting better. It creates discussion. Going into Smash Summit 10, there's going to be matchups that people are going to want to see based on all of this. In my opinion, this kind of back and forth is very healthy for the community because it lets people to start talking about Melee again and more often. I'm not going to lie, I do think there is a level of toxicity that is created because of these discussions, but I do feel like that's kind of unavoidable. It's a sport and it's Twitter, so the outsiders will say whatever they can to get a rise out of someone. But it's good, and I'm curious to see how well HBox plays. There's a lot of pressure on him to perform, but there's a lot of pressure on people who play against him as well. I feel like people are really sleeping on HBox and calling him borderline washed, so it's almost making him seem like he's the underdog when he's still HBox, i.e. he's still the best player in the world before online net play was the new environment. I think this year in the new environment suggests that Zane might be number 1, but all in all, I feel like this is hype and it makes me excited to watch Melee. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this whole fiasco in the comments below. What do you think about HBox and Mango and the competitive integrity and all that jazz? How do you feel about it? Do me a solid if you made it this far into the video, drop a like, that would be dope, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm outie, I'm not going to hold you guys any longer. I'm going to keep my outros a little bit shorter, okay? And yes, that's me playing in the background, okay? Y'all want to make fun of my Ghost Runner gameplay, okay? But you don't want to see me in Melee because I'll bite your dick off, alright? Stay hydrated, fellas. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good one.